Okay. Yesterday we will discuss about the basic principle of gene regulation and prokaryotic gene regulation in which lack operans. Now today we will discuss about the tripoperan, which is also a part of prokaryotic gene regulation. Uh, in lack operan, as I said that lack operan is under positive as well as negative control. Means positive control means lack operan is regulated by the activators as well as repressors. In the case of triproperan, generally it is a negative regulations where a repressor play a role in regulation of the triproperan. ट्रिपोपेरान जनरली ट्रिपोपेरान जो होता है आपका कि पर्टिकुलर जो ट्रिप्टोफान बायोसिंथेसिस के लिए एंजाइम रिस्पॉन्सिबल होते हैं जनरली इट इज अ बायोसिंथेटिक पाथवे maybe you studied about the amino acid biosynthesis and tryptophan is the aromatic amino acids and then in this case in the tryptophan there are some genes which which code for enzymes which play a role in the tryptophan biosynthesis. In the case of E. coli tryptophan, it contains 5 genes for the enzymes required to convert chorismate, which is the precursor for tryptophan biosynthesis, and these enzymes convert the chorismate to tryptophan in multiple steps. In tryptophan, tryptophan work as a co-repressor. Means tryptophan itself work as a co-repressor. It is not a repressor. Repressor proteins it is just work as a co-repressor. Means in the presence of tryptophan, repressor can bind with the operator, and in the absence of tryptophan, repressor cannot bind with the operator because binding of tryptophan change the conformation of repressor and this conformation repressor can bind with the operator. Means if tryptophan is available in the medium or available in the cell in high concentration, then repressor bind with the operator regions because tryptophan is available in sufficient amount, and then tryptophan bind with the repressor, change the conformation, and in this conformation, repressor can bind with the operator region, and then it inhibits the binding of RNA polymerase to the promoter, which inhibits the transcription process. And when tryptophan concentration is low, in these situations, repressors conformations cannot be changed. Then, in this conformation, repressor cannot bind with the promoter. Promoters region are free, and then RNA polymerase easily bind with the promoter, and then then initiate the transcription process. There are same things. When tryptophan is abundant, it binds to the trip repressor, causing a conformational changes that permit the repressor to bind the trip operator and inhibits expression of the trip operon. The trip operator, as such, as in the case of lac operon, where operator regions are low, overlap the promoter regions. Same in this case, trip operator sites overlap the promoter, so binding of the repressor with the operator blocks the binding of RNA polymerase. This is the simple story of tripoperan, but not is the case. It is not the entire case. The simple on-off circuit mediated by repressor is not the entire regulatory story. Once repression is lifted and transcription begins, the rate of transcription is further fine-tuned by a second regulatory process called as a transcription attenuation, in which transcription is initiated normally but is abruptly halted before the operon genes are transcribed. Means एक बार ट्रांसक्रिप्शन एज सच अगर ट्रिप्टोफान कंसंट्रेशन की बात करें तो ट्रिप्टोफान कंसंट्रेशन के अकॉर्डिंग सिंपल स्विच ऑन एंड स्विच ऑफ प्रोसेस के बाद पर्टिकुलर एक सेकंड रेगुलेटरी मैकेनिज्म वर्क करती है इन द केस ऑफ ट्रिपोपेरान वेयर ट्रांसक्रिप्शन स्टार्ट होने के बाद फर्दर जो पर्टिकुलर जो 5 जीन्स हैं जिनका ट्रांसक्रिप्शन होना है, उनके सिंथेसिस से पहले मीन्स उनसे mRNA बनने से पहले कुछ सीक्वेंसेस होते हैं जिनको कि लीडर सीक्वेंसेस बोलते हैं, और वो लीडर सीक्वेंसेस रोल प्ले करते हैं इस एटीन्यूएटर मैकेनिज्म्स में. These are the trip operon systems. These are the trip R, which encodes for the repressor proteins. This is the promoter, and this is the operator, which overlaps the promoter regions. This region, trip L, is the leader sequences, which play role in attenuator mechanism. Means attenuases जो secondary regulatory mechanism है, उसमें ये role play करते हैं. These are the 5 genes which encodes the enzymes which convert the corismate into the tryptophan. Corismate is the precursor of tryptophan biosynthesis. These are the enzymes which encodes by these genes. In simple switch on and switch off mechanism, as in the case of lycopran, similarly here, TRIP-R encodes the TRIP repressor. This TRIP repressor has the binding site for tryptophan, and then tryptophan binds with the TRIP repressor, causes the conformational changes, and then in this conformation, this repressor along with the tryptophan bind with the operator. Binding of tryptophan repressor with the operator blocks the polymerase binding sites, and then transcription is inhibited here. So tryptophan here is a co-repressor, means along with the repressor, tryptophan can inhibit the synthesis process. In this case, particularly when tryptophan is in high concentration, then these enzymes cannot be synthesized, because tryptophan, if tryptophan concentration is high, then tryptophan bind with the repressor, and in these situations, but in this conformation, particularly repressor along with the tryptophan as a co-repressor bind with the operator, inhibits the transcription. If concentration of tryptophan is low, then tryptophan cannot bind with the repressor, conformational changes not takes place, and in this conformation, repressor cannot bind with the operator, and then RNA polymerase easily bind with the promoter, because promoter sites are free, RNA polymerase bind here, and then RNA polymerase initiate the transcription of these particular genes, which encodes for the enzymes which convert the corismate to the tryptophan. Here's the simple case. When tryptophan is present, in this case, TRIP repressor binds with the operator, because tryptophan binds with the repressors, and then change the conformation of repressor bind with the operator, and then inhibit the synthesis of these, inhibit the transcription process. And in the absence of tryptophan or in low concentration of tryptophan, the repressor cannot bind with the operator. RNA polymerase easily bind with the promoter regions, and transcription begins. This is the simple switch on and switch off process. A secondary mechanism when transcription is started, which is known as the attenuator mechanism, also takes place in the regulation of trypoperon. Generally, trypoperon attenuation mechanism uses signals encoded in the 4 sequences within a 162 nucleotide leader regions. This is the leader regions, and its length is a 162 nucleotide, and in this leader regions, 4 sequences 1, 2, 3, and 4, which play a role in the attenuator mechanism. This leader region preceding the initiation codon of the first gene. Within the leader regions lies a region known as the attenuator, which is made up of a sequence 3 and 4. 4 sequences are present in the 162 nucleotide leader regions, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 and 4 sequence form a attenuator, and these sequences base pair are complementary to each other and base pair to form a GC-rich stem loop structure, closely followed by a series of U residue. And this, if third and fourth are base paired, means form a stem loop structure, then it inhibits the transcription process. And this attenuator structure is also called as a transcription terminator. Sequence 2 is an alternative complement for sequence 3, means sequence 3 can bind, can complementary base pairing with the sequence 4, as well as sequence 3 can base pair with the can base pair and form a hairpin loop structure with the sequence 2. If sequence 3 form a hairpin loop structure with 4, then it can act as a transcription terminator. But if sequence 3 can form a hairpin loop structure with the sequence 2, then it cannot act as a transcription terminator, and transcription continue normally. In leader regions, the sequence first means sequence 1 is a crucial for tryptophan sensitive mechanism. Means each sequence 1 decides which sequence can base pair with the third, means either 2 or either 4. If sequence 2 base pair with the third and form a hairpin loop structure, then transcription continue. And if sequence 4 base pair with the third and form a hairpin loop structure, then it acts as a transcription attenuator and transcription inhibits. And sequence 1 decides which sequence can bind and form a hairpin loop structure with sequence 3. How sequence 1 decide which sequence can interact and form a hairpin loop structure with the sequence 3? The reason is because in the case of prokaryotic system, transcription and the process of transcription and translation is coupled. Coupled in the sense means दोनों प्रोसेस यहाँ पे साथ साथ चलती है. एज सच ट्रांसक्रिप्शन कंप्लीट होता है, उसके पीछे पीछे आपका पर्टिकुलर ट्रांसलेशन भी स्टार्ट हो जाता है. तो इन दिस केस एटीन्यूएटर मैकेनिज्म में पर्टिकुलरली जो सीक्वेंस 1 होता है which encodes a leader peptides. Generally, the length of leader peptide is 14 amino acids, and in these 40 amino acids, 2 of which is the tryptophan residue. तो मीन्स पर्टिकुलरली जो आपका सीक्वेंस 1 होता है, सीक्वेंस 1 मीन्स पर्टिकुलर जो लीडर पेप्टाइड का रीजन 1 है, पर्टिकुलरली वो 14 अमाइनो एसिड्स का पेप्टाइड कोड करता है, और उस 14 अमाइनो एसिड्स के पेप्टाइड्स में जनरली 2 अमाइनो एसिड्स जो होते हैं वो आपके ट्रिप्टोफान के होते हैं. लीडर पेप्टाइड का जनरली सेल्स के अंदर और कोई रोल नहीं होता है, जनरली सिंपली वर्क एज ए रेगुलेटरी डिवाइस. अब ये वर्क कैसे करते हैं? व्हेन ट्रिप्टोफान कंसंट्रेशन आर हाई, मींस when tryptophan concentration are high, then concentration of charged tryptophan tRNA, means as I say that transcription and translation process are coupled, means when transcription started, then after that sometimes particular translation process are also started. And in this case, as you know, charged amino acid tRNA are participate in the translation process. And if concentration of tryptophan is high, then concentration of charged tryptophan tRNA are also high. This allows translation to proceed rapidly past the 2 trip codons of sequence 1 and into sequence 2 before sequence 3 is synthesized by RNA polymerase. In these situations, sequence 2 is covered by the ribosomes and unavailable for pairing to sequence 3. When sequence 3 is synthesized, means the attenuator structure forms and transcription halts. In this case, sequence 2 is covered by the ribosomes, means sequence 3 is free, and when sequence 4 is synthesized, then sequence 3 and 4 base pairs and form a hairpin loop structure which work as a transcription attenuator. In this case, when the concentration of tryptophan is high, and when tryptophan concentration are low, means in this case ribosome stalls at the 2 trip codons in sequence 1 because the charged tryptophan tRNA is less available, and in this case sequence 2 is free while sequence 3 is synthesized, and then sequence 2 base pair and form a hairpin loop structure. Then this hairpin loop structure cannot work as a transcription attenuator because it easily passes ribosome. It did not affect the activity of RNA polymerase, and then transcription continued. This is the structure. As I say that this is the leader regions in the DNA, TRPL. In this leader regions, 4 regions are present: 1, 2, 3, and 4, and these are the mRNA. Region 1, region 2, region 3, and region 4. When tryptophan levels are high, Then in these situations, particularly transcription begins and then after translation is started. In this case, when concentration of tryptophan are high, then ribosomes quickly translate sequence 1 because here there are two trip codons and charged amino acid tryptophan tRNA are also present because the concentration of tryptophan are high. Then in this case, particularly ribosomes quickly translate the sequence 1 and start translation of sequence 2. In this case, ribosomes cover the sequence 1 and 2, means the sequence 2 is not free, and here RNA polymerase synthesize the sequence 3 and 4, which are free, and then it base pair and form a hairpin loop structure, which continue with the multiple U residue, and this hairpin loop attenuator structure dissociate the RNA polymerase from DNA, and then transcription process inhibit. Here, in the case of when tryptophan levels are high, when tryptophan levels are low in the medium or cells, then ribosomes pauses, because here in the case ribosomes pauses at sequence 1 because these two trip codons here, and when concentration of tryptophan is low in the medium, when tryptophan concentration are low, then in this case charged tryptophan tRNA is less available, and in this case translations ribosomes halted in the sequence first, or stall in the sequence first because charged tRNA are not available, and in this case when RNA polymerase synthesize the sequence 2 and 3, then both the 2 and 3 sequences base pair and form a hairpin loop, which not work as a transcription attenuator, and then RNA polymerase continues and transcription transcribe the particularly enzymes which convert the chorismate to the tryptophan, means here transcriptions continues. This is the same case. High tryptophan concentration, sequence 3rd and 4th are free and then form a attenuator structure. When concentration of tryptophan is low, sequence 2 and 3 form a hairpin loop, but it does not work as an attenuator structure, and then transcription continues. Then now gene regulation in eukaryotic system. Generally, in the case of bacteria or prokaryotic system, RNA polymerase generally has access to every promoter and can bind and initiate transcription at some level of efficiency in the absence of activator or repressor. Means if activators or repressors are not present in the case of prokaryotic system, then RNA polymerase may continue, may initiate the transcription, and it shows as a basal level of transcription. Means the transcriptional ground state is therefore in the case of prokaryotic system is a restrictive. Whereas in the case of eukaryotic system, strong promoters are generally inactive in the absence of regulatory proteins. Means in the absence of activators or repressor proteins, these strong promoters which are present in the eukaryotic system are generally inactive, because for initiation of transcription in the case of eukaryotic system, RNA polymerase require activator proteins which facilitate the binding of RNA polymerase to the promoter regions, and in this case the transcriptional ground state is restrictive. This fundamental differences gives rise to at least 4 important features that differentiate the regulation of gene expression in eukaryotes from prokaryotic system. First one is the access to eukaryotic promoter is restricted by the structure of chromatin, and activation of transcription is associated with many changes in chromatin structure in the transcribed region. Second one is the eukaryotic cells have both positive and negative regulatory mechanisms, but positive mechanisms predominate in all systems characterized so far. Means in the case as in the case of prokaryotic systems, in lac-operon is under positive as well as negative controls. Similarly, here eukaryotic system also follow the positive and regulatory mechanism, but positive mechanisms predominate in all the systems. Given that the transcriptional ground state is restrictive, Virtually every prokaryotic gene requires activations to be transcribed. Means in the case of eukaryotic systems, gene can be expressed only in the presence of activator systems, or expression of genes required the some activations with the help of activators or other protein systems. Third one is the eukaryotic cells have larger, more complex multimeric regulatory proteins than do the bacteria. In comparison with the prokaryotic system, eukaryotic system, uh, generally the activators are other regulatory proteins which play a role in the expression of eukaryotic system have more complex multimeric structure. Fourth one is the transcription in the eukaryotic nucleus is separated from translation in the cytoplasm in both space and time. In prokaryotic systems, generally, uh, uh, true nucleus are not formed in the case of prokaryotic system, whereas in the case of eukaryotic system, uh, true nucleus are present, and the process of transcription start in the nucleus, and process of translation start in the cytoplasm. Eukaryotic gene expression involves many steps, and almost all of them can be regulated. Means the expression of eukaryotic systems, different steps are there, and all the steps can be regulated, such as chromatin accessibility. The structure of chromatin can be regulated. More open or relaxed chromatin makes a gene more available for transcriptions. Less open or condensed chromatin make a gene less available for transcription. Means genes are if generally आप पढ़े होंगे euchromatin and heterochromatin. What is the difference between euchromatin and heterochromatin? What is euchromatin and what is heterochromatin?
Sir, euchromatin are the areas that can be transcribed, and while staining they appear less dense.
Dense होते हैं euchromatin.
No, they appear less dense. They get less stained.
Means relaxed area. रिलैक्सड एरिया इन द सेंस, अगर जनरल टर्म्स में बोले रिलैक्सड एरिया जनरली अगर है तो पर्टिकुलर बाइंडिंग साइट्स जो एक्टिवेटर्स है इजीली बाइंड कर सकते हैं और आरएनए पॉलीमरेज को इजीली वहां पे रिक्रूट करा सकते हैं, एंड देन फॉर द ट्रांसक्रिप्शन इजीली वहां पे स्टार्ट हो सकता है. whereas in the case of dense area, generally heterochromatin regions, activators as well as other regulatory proteins easily not bind with these regions, and RNA polymerase easily not recruited by these proteins, and so these regions cannot be transcribed easily. Second one is the transcription process. It is the key regulatory point for many genes. Set of transcription factors, as you know about eukaryotic transcriptions, there are several transcription factors which play a role in the transcription process. Transcription factor A, B, D, F, H. Different transcription factor second F, different types of transcription factor play a role in the transcription of eukaryotic systems. Set of transcription factor proteins bind to the specific DNA sequences in or near a gene and promote or repress its transcription into an RNA. Third one is the RNA processing. Splicing, capping, and addition of a poly A tail to an RNA molecule can be regulated, and so can exit from the nucleus. Different mRNAs may be made from the same pre-mRNA by alternative splicing. These are the steps where eukaryotic gene can be regulated. RNA stability in the steps of RNA stability, because the lifetime of an mRNA molecule is cytosol affect how many proteins can be made from it. A small regulatory RNA called miRNA, microRNA, can bind to target mRNA and cause them to be chopped off. Translation process. Translation of an mRNA may be increased or inhibited by regulators. For instance, miRNA sometimes block translation of their target mRNA. Protein activity. Protein can undergo a variety of modifications, such as being chopped up or tagged with just like a post-translational modifications. These modifications can be regulated and may affect the activity or behavior of the protein. Means in all these steps, the eukaryotic gene expressions can be regulated, just like chromatin accessibility. Chromatin accessibility in the case of, in this case, particularly uh, histone proteins. Generally, if you heard about the chromatin remodeling or histone modifications. Chromatin remodeling and histone modifications play a major role in the chromatin accessibility and affect the activity of the transcription process. An enzyme just histone acetyl transferase (HAT), histone acetyl transferase, which add the acetyl group on histones, and the acetylated histones found in the euchromatin regions, normally in the transcribed regions of the chromatin. In this case, transcriptions, several transcription factors play a major role. In the case of RNA processing, splicing, capping, and additions. Means अगर particular किसी जीन के एक्सप्रेशन को इस लेवल पे ब्लॉक करना है अगर आरएनए प्रोसेसिंग के लेवल पे, तो उस केस में अगर स्प्लाइसिंग को इनहिबिट करा दें, मींस इनहिबिट अगर हम एक्सटर्नली ना कराएं, सेल्स करता क्या है, नॉर्मली स्प्लाइस साइट्स को मॉडिफाई कर दे या पर्टिकुलर स्प्लाइसिंग कंपोनेंट्स को रिक्रूट होने से वहां पे रोक दे, तो पर्टिकुलर क्या होगा, स्प्लाइसिंग नहीं होगी, और स्प्लाइसिंग नहीं होगा तो वो एज सच हेट्रोजीनियस हमारा नहीं रहेगा, मींस न्यूक्लियस में रहेगा, साइटोसॉल में नहीं आएगा, साइटोसॉल में नहीं आएगा तो प्रोटीन नहीं बनेगा, प्रोटीन नहीं बनेगा तो जीन एक्सप्रेशन वहां पे ब्लॉक हो गया आपका. The effects of chromosome structure on gene regulation in eukaryotes. Generally, several forms of chromatin can be found along these chromosomes. About 10% of the chromatin in a typical eukaryotic cells is in a more condensed form than the rest of the chromatin. Means 10% part is found in the form of heterochromatin regions, which is the transcriptionally inactive regions. The remaining less condensed chromatin is known as the euchromatins. Generally, euchromatins, all the euchromatin regions are not transcriptionally inactive. Generally, euchromatin regions are transcriptionally active, but not all the euchromatin regions are transcriptionally active. But all the heterochromatin regions are transcriptionally inactive. Generally, transcription of a eukaryotic gene is strongly repressed when its DNA is consonant with heterochromatin. As I say, some but not all of the chromatin is transcriptionally active. Actively transcribed regions contains hypersensitive sites. Many hypersensitive sites correspond to binding sites for known regulatory proteins. These hypersensitive sites bind with the different types of different regulatory proteins, and the relative absence of nucleosomes in these regions may allow the binding of these proteins, because these regions are relaxed regions, and relaxed regions easily bind with the regulatory proteins, and these regulatory proteins, just like an activator proteins, easily facilitate the binding of RNA polymerase, which start the transcription process. For example, in the case of ribosomal RNA genes, nucleosomes are entirely absent in some regions that are very active in transcriptions. Means these are the hypersensitive sites, and nucleosomes are absent in these regions, and regulatory proteins, activator proteins, and other proteins easily bind with these regions, and RNA polymerase, and they facilitate the binding of RNA polymerase, which start the transcription process. Transcriptionally active chromatins tends to be deficient in histone H1. H1 as a linker DNA, as you know about that. There are generally tetrameric form histone. If in the formation of nucleosome H1, H2, H3, H4, there are tetrameric form H2A, H2B, H3, and H4. These are in the form of tetramer. H1 is work as a linker DNA. Transcriptionally active chromatins tends to be deficient in histone H1, which binds to the linker DNA between nucleosome particles. Histones within transcriptionally active chromatin and heterochromatin also differ in their patterns of covalent modifications. Generally, covalent modification in the case covalent modification of histones there are some modifications, just like methylations or acetylations, or demethylation or deacetylations. The core histones of nucleosome particles, these are the nucleosome particles, S2, S2b, S3, and H4, four types of histones, are modified by irreversible methylation of lysine residue, phosphorylation of serine or threonine residue, acetylation or attachment of ubiquitin. Means the covalent modification. These are the examples of covalent modification of histone proteins, which makes the chromatin, which makes the transcriptionally inactive regions. And just like a methylation of lysine residue of histone proteins, serine and threonine residue of histones, phosphorylation of serine or threonine of histones, acetylations are attachment of ubiquitin. Ubiquitin is for ubiquitinization of these histone proteins, means for the degradation of these histone proteins. What is the effect of methyl group when methylation occurs in the histone proteins? Methylation of DNA and histones causes nucleosomes to pack tightly together. Means they form condensed structure. Means heterochromatin regions. Transcription factor cannot bind in these situations. Transcription factor cannot bind with the DNA, and genes cannot be expressed. Modification patterns are recognized by enzymes that alter the structure of chromatin. The associated modification with the transcriptional activation would be recognized by enzymes that make the chromatin more accessible to transcriptional machinery. These the process of methylations makes the chromatin less accessible to the transcriptional machinery, but some other enzymes, which just like a histone acetyl transferase, make the chromatin more accessible to the transcriptional machinery. And this is the case of chromatin remodeling. Chromatin is remodeled by acetylation and nucleosome displacement. Mechanism for transcription associated structural changes in chromatin called chromatin remodeling. The acetylation and deacetylation of histones prominently in the process that activate chromatin for transcriptions. Generally, the amino terminal domains of core histones, just as S2A, S2B, S3, and H4. These are the core histones which form a tetramer, and two tetramers form the core of nucleosomes around which DNA can be wrapped, which form a nucleosome. And the amino terminal domains of core histones are generally rich in lysine residue, and the particular lysine residue are acetylated by histone acetyl transferase heads. These are the nuclear heads. Cytosolic heads, generally it is a type B head, and one is the nuclear head, which is a type A head. Cytosolic type B histone acetyl transferase acetylate newly synthesized histones before the histones are imported into the nucleus. Means these cytosolic type B heads are present in the cytoplasm, which acetylate the newly synthesized histone proteins before their transport into the nucleus. Where chromatin is being activated for transcription, the nucleosomal histones it is the case in the nucleus, where chromatin is being activated for transcription. The nucleosomal histones are further acetylated by nuclear heads, type A heads. The acetylation of multiple lysine residue in the amino terminal domains of histone H3 and H4 can reduce the affinity of entire nucleosome for DNA. Means this acetylation process reduce the affinity of the entire nucleosome for DNA. Means DNA can not be easily wrapped around the nucleosomes, and it is the relaxed region which is the transcriptionally active regions. Acetylation may also prevent or promote interactions with other proteins involved in transcriptions or its regulations. When transcription of a gene is no longer required, the acetylation of nucleosomes in the vicinity is reduced. Means if transcription of a gene is not required, then the acetylation process is reversed. Means deacetylation is activated, and the acetyl group is removed. And then in these situations, nucleosome easily wrapped around the DNA easily around the nucleosome regions, and the relaxed region relaxed region now becomes in the form of condensed region. In this case, when transcription of a gene is no longer required, the acetylation of nucleosome in that vicinity is reduced by the activity of histone deacetylase, which remove the acetyl group from the histone proteins as part of a general gene silencing process that restore the chromatin to a transcriptionally inactive state. In addition to the removal of certain acetyl groups, new covalent modification of histone marks chromatin as a transcriptionally inactive. As an example, the lysine residue at position 9 in histone H3 is often methylated heterochromatics. This is the acetylation process. Histone acetylation result in loose packing. In this case, tight packing, these are the 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are the tetramer of histone proteins, and these in the form of pair means form octamer, and then DNA wrapped around these tetrameric histone proteins, and this is known as a nucleosome. This is the condensed form, which in the form of condensation, methylation play a role. Whereas in the relaxed form, acetylation play a role. Histone acetylation result in loose packing of nucleosomes. Transcription factors easily bind with the DNA and gene can be expressed. Means acetylation makes DNA accessible to the transcriptional machinery, whereas methylation makes DNA inaccessible and inhibit the transcription process. Next one is the eukaryotic levels of eukaryotic gene regulation is the eukaryotic promoters, which is positively regulated. Generally, eukaryotic RNA polymerases have little or no intrinsic affinity for their promoters because eukaryotic promoters are strong promoters, and for expression with these promoters requires some regulatory proteins just like activators. Initiation of transcription is almost always dependent on the action of multiple activator proteins. Activator recruits the transcriptional machinery to the gene. As I told earlier, that activators facilitate the binding of RNA polymerase to the promoter, and the activator binding sites just nearby the promoter are far away from the promoter regions. If activator binding sites are far away from the promoter regions, then DNA binding proteins play a role and bends the DNA, and then activator binding sites interact with the RNA polymerase and recruit the RNA polymerase to the promoter regions. DNA binding transactivators and co-activators also facilitate the assembly of general transcription factors. Although generally in the case of a eukaryotic system, RNA polymerase second initiate the transcription process. Polymerase second promoters include the Tata box and initiator sequences. With their standard spacing, they vary greatly in both the number and the location of additional sequences required for the regulation of transcription. In the case of eukaryotic genes, there are promoter regions and structure as such. As I told that in genes there are two regions. One is the regulator region and one is the structural regions. Regulatory regions have promoter regions, operator regions, and some regulatory sequences, just like activator binding sites, which is nearby the promoter or far away from the promoter regions. The additional regulatory sequences are usually called enhancer regions, just like activator binding sites. These enhancer regions are known as the activator binding site, where activator binds. In higher eukaryotes and upstream activator sequences, these enhancer regions are called as upstream activator sequences in the case of yeast. The binding of active RNA polymerase second enzymes at one of its promoter usually require the action of other proteins. Generally, it is of three types. First one is the basal transcription factors. Second one is the DNA binding transactivators, and third one is the co-activators. Generally, basal transcription factors require at every polymerase second promoter. because as transcription factors second A, second B, second D, second F, second H, these all are the transcription factors which facilitate the binding of RNA polymerase second to the promoter sequences. DNA binding transactivators which bind to enhancers or upstream upstream activator sequences and facilitate transcriptions. These are the activate enhancers where activators can bind and facilitate the binding of RNA polymerase to the promoter regions. Third one is the co-activators. Co-activators, these groups cannot interact directly with the DNA. They act indirectly because they not bind with the DNA or not bind with the activator proteins. They communicate. They made a communication between the DNA and the DNA binding transactivators or activator proteins. And example of these co-activators is the mediator complex here. These are the RNA polymerase, and these are the enhancer regions where activator can bind. These co-activators play a role in the communication between the RNA polymerase and activators. Means activators interact with the mediator. Activators interact with the RNA polymerase through the mediator. Means activator recruit the RNA polymerase at promoter sites with the help of mediator. Mediator cannot interact with the DNA or mediator cannot interact with the particular activator regions. They just play a role in the communication between these two particular proteins or these particular proteins and DNA. Similarly, activator proteins also recruits nucleosome modifiers, means just histone acetylase. The recruitment of histone acetylase or chromatin remodeling complex also recruited by the particular these activators. In this case, histone acetylase. These are the activators which bind with the nucleosome assembly, and then these activators recruit the histone acetylase, which add the acetyl group, and then this condensed region are relaxed, and then these are the these relaxed regions are the transcriptionally active regions, and then in these transcriptionally active regions, other activator proteins facilitate the binding of RNA polymerase with these with the promoter of these genes, and then transcription is started. Similarly, here activators can recruit the chromatin remodeling complex, which easily facilitate the binding of transcriptional machinery to the promoter regions. The next level of particular regulation of gene expression in eukaryotic system is the alternative splicing. अभी तक अभी जो मैंने बताया पर्टिकुलर वो क्रोमेटिन की रीमॉडलिंग के अकॉर्डिंग, मीन्स पर्टिकुलर यूकैरियोटिक सिस्टम में जो पर्टिकुलर जीन्स है वो रेगुलेट कैसे होते हैं. तो नॉर्मली या तो क्रोमेटिन मॉडिफिकेशंस हो, जिसमें जनरली आपका हिस्टोन का मॉडिफिकेशन होता है, और हिस्टोन के मॉडिफिकेशन अगर मेथाइलेशन होता है तो जनरली जो ट्रांसक्रिप्शनली एक्टिव रीजन है वो ट्रांसक्रिप्शनली इनएक्टिव रीजन में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि न्यूक्लियोसोम असेंबली कंडेंस फॉर्म में आती है, एंड देन फर्दर वहाँ पे जो पर्टिकुलर एक्टिव रीजन थे वो इनएक्टिव रीजन हो गए. अगर पर्टिकुलर एसिटाइलेशन होता है तो पर्टिकुलर जो कंडेंस्ड रीजन थे पर्टिकुलर वो लेस कंडेंस्ड होते हैं, मींस ट्रांसक्रिप्शनली एक्टिव रीजन में कन्वर्ट होते हैं. और फर्दर अगर उस पर्टिकुलर जीन के एक्सप्रेशन की रिक्वायरमेंट सेल को नहीं है तो वो क्या करता है, जो एसिटिल ग्रुप ऐड हुआ है उसको हिस्टोन डी एसिटाइलेज एंजाइम्स की हेल्प से उसको रिमूव करा देता है, एंड देन फर्दर वो पर्टिकुलर फर्दर न्यूक्लियोसोम असेंबली के फॉर्म में कंडेंस्ड फॉर्म में आ जाते हैं. इसके अलावा डिफरेंट जो आपके एक्टिवेटर प्रोटीन्स हैं उनका रोल भी पर्टिकुलर जीन रेगुलेशंस में होता है. जनरली जो आपके को एक्टिवेटर्स हैं वो पर्टिकुलर अगर वहाँ पे प्रेजेंट नहीं है तो आरएनए पॉलीमरेज को वहाँ पे रिक्रूट नहीं होगा, या पर्टिकुलर जो ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स हैं या एक्टिवेटर्स हैं वो फैसिलिटेट कराते हैं आरएनए पॉलीमरेज की बाइंडिंग को पर्टिकुलर प्रोमोटर से. तो अगर ये पर्टिकुलर प्रोटीन्स वहाँ पे नहीं है या पर्टिकुलर उनका एक्सप्रेशन नहीं है तो वो पर्टिकुलर आरएनए पॉलीमरेज को इजीली वहाँ पे रिक्रूट नहीं करा पाएंगे, एंड देन फर्दर वहाँ पे जीन का एक्सप्रेशन नहीं होगा. मींस जब जीन के एक्सप्रेशन की रिक्वायरमेंट होगी तो ये एक्टिवेटर प्रोटीन्स या पर्टिकुलर जो भी आपके रेगुलेटरी प्रोटीन्स है वो सिंथेसाइज होंगे, एंड देन फर्दर आरएनए पॉलीमरेज की बाइंडिंग को फैसिलिटेट कराएंगे. अगर उस जीन के एक्सप्रेशन की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है तो उस सिचुएशंस में ये पर्टिकुलर एक्टिवेटर प्रोटीन्स वहाँ पे उस आरएनए पॉलीमरेज को रिक्रूट नहीं कराएंगे, तो पर्टिकुलर यहाँ से जीन आपका रेगुलेट हो जाएगा. जो दूसरा तरीका है पर्टिकुलर जीन को रेगुलेट करने के इन द केस ऑफ यूकैरियोटिक सिस्टम इज द अल्टरनेटिव स्प्लाइसिंग. वन इज द स्प्लाइसिंग. इन द केस ऑफ स्प्लाइसिंग क्या होता है? स्प्लाइसिंग में क्या होता है? स्प्लाइसिंग क्या है?
So in splicing, the exons are removed. No, sorry, the introns are removed. The non-coding areas are removed.
In the case of splicing, introns are removed and exons are joined. As in this case, if normal splicing takes place, and suppose that this is the intron, and red and green part is the exon. Ignore these blue regions. If red region and green regions are exons and yellow regions are introns, then in the normal splicing, the these are here in both these cases, terminal sites, there are some splice sites, which is known as splice site, where spliceosome assembly is recruited and then remove the particular intronic regions. These are the spacer regions. So suppose that here and here. In this case, in normal splicing, this intron is removed and both the introns are ligate and then form this like structure. Okay. Whereas in the case of alternative splicing, here in this case, नॉर्मल स्प्लाइसिंग के केस में क्या है कि पर्टिकुलर अगर एक इंट्रॉन यहाँ से रिमूव हो रहा है तो पर्टिकुलर क्या है कि एक ही प्रोडक्ट वहां पे मींस एक आपका मेच्योर एमआरएनए फॉर्म बन रहा है एंड देन उससे एक आपका प्रोटीन प्रोडक्ट बनेगा. Whereas in the case of alternative splicing, a single pre-mRNA can form multiple protein products. How? In this case, suppose that splice sites जनरली जो आपकी हैं यहाँ पे जो भी है, तो स्प्लाइस साइट्स के केस में नॉर्मली होता क्या कि पर्टिकुलर स्प्लाइसिंग की जो साइट्स है वो जनरली वहां पे भी पर्टिकुलर आपका रिप्रेसर और एक्टिवेटर वर्क करते हैं इन द केस ऑफ स्प्लाइस साइट्स. तो जनरली जो स्प्लाइसिंग होती है, अगर स्प्लाइस इन दिस केस मान लो अगर ये भी मान लो सपोज दैट इंट्रॉन है, सपोज दैट ये आपका एक्सॉन हो गया, ये इंट्रॉन एक्सॉन एक्सॉन और ये इंट्रॉन. अगर ये अब सपोज दैट इसको इंट्रॉन मत मानो, लाइन को इंट्रॉन मान लो. Suppose that line are the intron and blocks are the exons. Then in this case, if these intron are retained in any mature mRNA, then products are changed. In normal splicing, both the 3 introns are removed and both the 4 exons are ligated in the case of normal splicing. But if these splice sites are not recognized by spliceosome assembly, then red and yellow part along with these intronic part are the 1 exons, because this intron are not removed due to because these splice site are not recognized by the spliceosome assembly. Then in these situations, a different product, a different mature mRNA is formed and a different protein product is formed. Here is the case. In this case, these are the green part of the exons, means here are 3 exons and 2 intronic regions. Transcription is started and then 1, 2 and 3 are 3 exons. First and second are these are the introns. And now a single gene can form 6 different products. In the case of normal splicing, a single gene can form a single protein product, whereas in the case of alternative splicing, a single gene can form more than 1 product. In this case, this is the normal splicing pattern where both the introns are removed and all the exons are ligated and form a normal protein product. Means here first, second and third are the exons and both the introns are removed, normal splicing cases. In this case, if exon is skipped, means this splice sites, if this splice site is not recognized by spliceosome assembly, then splicing only takes place here, and then exon is also removed in this along with the intronic regions. Then only first and third exons are here, and then it form a different product as compared to the normal protein products. In this case, exon extended regions means if splice sites are found by spliceosome muscle in within the intronic regions, means this splice site is not recognized and recognized at here. Then in this case, some part of intron is uh, also associated with the exon first, and then exon. This is the exon extended conditions, and then it also form a different protein product. And in this case, particularly intron retained conditions, where in this case, as such, if this splice site is not recognized by the spliceosome assembly, then intron is retained in this in along with these exonic part, and then intron 1 is the part of this mature mRNA, and it form a different protein product. In this case, alternative exons as such, where in this case, if both this splice site is recognized and this splice site is not recognized by the spliceosome assembly, then the second introns, then removal of the third exons along with the second introns and first introns. Then first and second exons are here, and same is the exon skip conditions 1 and 3. So these are the particular different splicing, recognition of different splice sites and formation of different particular mature mRNA which forms a different protein products. Means a single genes can form multiple protein products with the help of alternative splicing. ये जरूरी नहीं कि ये पर्टिकुलर मल्टीपल प्रोटीन प्रोडक्ट्स हमेशा बनेंगे, इनमें से सेल्स को जिस प्रोटीन प्रोडक्ट की रिक्वायरमेंट जब होगी वो उस पैटर्न को फॉलो करेगा एंड देन फॉर उसके अकॉर्डिंग वो पर्टिकुलर प्रोटीन्स को वहां पे बनाएगा. दिस इज द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ अल्फा ट्रोपोनिन. There are particular troponin, two forms of troponin, alpha troponin T and beta troponin T. These are the primary transcript where 5 exons and particularly 1, 2, and 4 introns are here. In the in alpha troponin T, exon first, second, third, and fifth are here, whereas in the case of beta troponin T, exon 1, 2, 4, and 5 are here. In this case, alpha troponin T, exon 4 are skipped. Means these are the exon skipped conditions because this is the splice site, this is the splice site, it is the A splice sites. In this case, alpha in the formation of alpha troponin T, this splice site is not recognized by the spliceosome assembly. This splice site is not recognized by the spliceosome assembly, and then spliceosome assembly recruit the spliceosome components here and here, and then in these situations, along with the intronic regions, exon 4 are removed. Similarly, here in this case, this splice site after second and before the fourth exonic regions is not recognized by particularly spliceosome assembly. This splice site is not recognized by spliceosome assembly, and along with the intronic regions, exons third are removed, and then it forms the spliced mRNA beta troponin T, which form a beta troponin. This is the example of alternative splicing where a single primary mRNA or a single gene can form two different products. This alternative splicing is also regulated by repressor and activators. In this case, these patterns are not for same gene. A different cells can form a different products, and as such, I told earlier, alcohol dehydrogenase genes are present in liver cells but not absent in the neuronal cells. Similarly, neurotransmitter genes are present in the neuronal cells but absent in the liver cells. Same pattern is same genes can form a different product in liver cells, or same gene and same genes can form a different product in neuronal cells with the help of alternative splicing. Cell type 1 and cell type 2. How the activators and repressors play a role in the alternative splicing. Here, the role of repressor proteins. These are the splice site where spliceosome assembly bind here and remove the particular intronic regions. In this case, Here is the normal splicing, where spliceosome assembly recruited at the spliceosome site and then remove the intronic regions and ligate the particular exonic regions. Whereas in the case of cell types, repressor proteins bind with the splice site and then block the splice site. The spliceosome assembly cannot recruit on this splice site, and then in this case, unspliced particular mRNA is formed, which makes a different proteins. Means a single gene can form two different protein products here. The role of activators in the alternative splicing. Uh, In some cases, without activators, spliceosome assembly cannot be recruited at the splice site. As in this case, it is the splicing site, or this is the splicing enhancer regions. Splice sites, in the absence of activators, spliceosome assembly cannot be recruited at the splice site, and then this mature mRNA is unspliced. Whereas in the presence of activators, activators bind at the site of splicing enhancer regions, and this binding of activator with the splicing enhancer regions facilitate the recruitment of splicing machinery components, and then splicing occurs, introns are removed and exons are ligated. It is the simple splicing mechanism. These green part are the exonic regions, and in these exonic regions, there are some regions which are known as ESC, exonic splicing enhancer regions, and these are the intronic regions. This is the group third intron mechanism of group third intron where spliceosome assembly is formed. These are the some particular spliceosome components U1, U2, U2AF, U35. These are the recruitment of spliceosome components which facilitate the splicing. These exonic splicing enhancer regions recruit the interact with the activator regions, activator proteins. Here is the example of SR proteins. Generally, SR proteins are serine, and these proteins are rich in arginine and serine. These SR proteins facilitate the recruitment of other splicing components with the splice site, and then splicing occurs. Then it is the alternative splicing, which particularly in this case, in the case of alternative splicing, a single gene product can form a multiple products at different times or in different cells as required. Next form of particular eukaryotic gene silencing is the post-transcriptional gene silencing, in which RNA interference. As you know, in the RNA interference, siRNA and miRNA, small interfering RNA and microRNA. RNA interference is a molecular mechanism in which generally fragments of double-stranded nucleic acid interfere with the expression of a particular gene that is share a homologous sequences with the double-stranded RNA. Double-stranded RNA triggers the specific degradation of homologous RNA only within the region of identity with the double-stranded RNA. Generally, these specific degradation can take place with the help of RNase H, because double-stranded RNA triggers the activation of RNase H, which cleaves the double-stranded RNA structure. RNAi was observed in plants, insects, frogs, and other animals, including mice and in humans. These are the post-transcriptional gene silencing. Means it is also a form of gene regulation in the eukaryotic systems. Generally, Fire and Melo found a Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in this discovery of RNA in 2006. These are the mechanism of siRNA. These are the double-stranded RNA. Suppose that if a virus is infected the cell, RNA virus is infected the cells, then when virus enters inside the cells, then there are double-stranded RNA is backed by the dicer enzymes. Dicer is the aggronod proteins which breaks the double-stranded RNA, And then these larger genomes, when we break into the 21 to 22 nucleotide long small siRNA duplex form. This siRNA duplex interact with the RISC complex. RISC complex is the RNA interfering silencing complexes. This RISC complex here in this RISC complex, double stranded RNA is denatured and single stranded RNA is here. These small single stranded RNAs interact with the targeted particular those genes which expression is blocked or which expression is maybe which expressions to be regulated. The mechanism of this risk complex is they may activate the chromatin remodeling phenomena by activating interacting with the activator proteins or other regulatory proteins, or these risk complex along with the small interfering single stranded small interfering RNA interact with the targeted mRNA and then hybridize with that mRNA. They form the double when this small interfering RNA hybridize with the mature mRNA, and when perfect complementarity is there, then in this case particularly translational inhibition means translation is inhibited. When imperfect complementarity is there, then it activates the RNase H enzymes, which breaks the double stranded RNA structure, and then also it amplify the particular structure. मीन्स siRNA के केस में होता क्या है, नॉर्मली पर्टिकुलर आपका जो siRNA डुप्लेक्स है, मीन्स स्मॉल इंटरफेरिंग आरएनए इसलिए बोलते हैं क्योंकि लार्ज जीनोम से डाइसर एंजाइम्स क्या करता है, उसको ब्रेक करता है और अप्रॉक्स 20 to 22 न्यूक्लियोटाइड 21 to 22 न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स लॉन्ग पर्टिकुलर स्मॉल डुप्लेक्स बना देता है. ये स्मॉल डुप्लेक्स जनरली रिस्क कॉम्प्लेक्स के साथ इंटरेक्ट करता है, आरएनए इंटरफेरिंग साइलेंसिंग कॉम्प्लेक्स. रिस्क कॉम्प्लेक्स इसको डीनेचर करता है और डबल स्टैंडर्ड से सिंगल स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म में लाता है. ये सिंगल स्टैंडर्ड कॉम्प्लीमेंटारिटी शो करता है. कॉम्प्लीमेंटारिटी किसके साथ, जो जिस जीन के एक्सप्रेशन को ब्लॉक होना है या ब्लॉक सेल के अंदर ब्लॉक करना है, उस जीन के एक्सप्रेशन को ब्लॉक करने के लिए वो जो जीन एक्सप्रेस हो रहा है तो एमआरएनए बना रहा है, उस एमआरएनए के साथ ये पर्टिकुलर एसआईआरएनए क्या करता है, कॉम्प्लीमेंटारिटी शो करता है. और कॉम्प्लीमेंटारिटी शो करता है तो अगर इम्परफेक्ट कॉम्प्लीमेंटारिटी है, इम्परफेक्ट इन द सेंस मींस अगर पूरी तरह जो बेस पेयरिंग है प्रॉपर पूरी नहीं है, कुछ बेसिस की है, उस कंडीशन में भी ये डबल स्टैंडर्ड स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्म करता है. और इस केस में पर्टिकुलर आरएनएज एक्टिवेट होता है और वो पर्टिकुलर क्या करता है, इस स्ट्रक्चर को डिग्रेड कर देता है. अगर परफेक्ट कॉम्प्लीमेंटारिटी मिलती है उस केस में पर्टिकुलर ये आपका परफेक्ट कॉम्प्लीमेंटारिटी शो करता है और कभी भी डबल स्टैंडर्ड स्ट्रक्चर का ट्रांसलेशन, डबल स्टैंडर एमआरएनए ट्रांसलेशन में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करता है क्योंकि वहां पे राइबोसोम बाइंडिंग साइट उसको प्रोवाइड नहीं होगी. सेकेंड वन इज द एमआईआरएनए, माइक्रो आरएनए. माइक्रो आरएनए के केस में जनरली जीनोम के अंदर ही पर्टिकुलर जो डेवलपमेंटल स्टेजेस में जो पर्टिकुलर जीन्स हैं या पर्टिकुलर जो हमारे जीनोम्स के अंदर ही एमआईआरएनए को कोड करने वाले जीन्स होते हैं. ये पर्टिकुलर जीन्स क्या करते हैं, एमआईआरएनए फॉर्म करते हैं. और ये पर्टिकुलर एमआईआरएनए मेच्योर एमआईआरएनए नहीं होता है, प्री एमआईआरएनए होता है. ये प्री एमआईआरएनए फर्दर प्रोसेस होता है विद द हेल्प ऑफ द्रोसा एंड पासा. PASA is the cofactor of DRUSA. This is also an enzyme which removes the particular, which shorten the particular this miRNA. And then this pre-miRNA particular transport to the cytoplasm with the help of RAN GTPase and exporting proteins. This miRNA is found in the nucleus and transport into the after processing with the help of DRUSA and PASA, it transport into the cytoplasm. Then this pre-miRNA further processed with the help of dicer enzymes which degrade the hairpin loop structure form, and then it unwinds in the same is the same story as like a siRNA, where it binds with the RISC complexes where it unwind or denature, and then same things as a siRNA where it show perfect complementarity or imperfect complementarity, or it may go to the nucleus and then particularly activate the chromatin remodeling systems and then blocks the expression of a particular gene. It is okay. Any doubt or any query? Any doubt or any query?
No.
It is okay. okay for today. Thank you.
Thanks.